Hello and welcome back. This time we have another magazine mini build. So, hang on. Came with the latest edition of the Lego Technic magazine. And for this build, the instructions are inside the magazine. There we go. But the magazine came with two builds, so I will be doing another video for that build because, as you can see, this says 77 pieces, so it's quite a sizable little kit. But the other one is 86 pieces, so that constitutes another video in itself. So this looks, I'm really excited to build this. This looks really cool, because it looks like it's got the ability for the wheels to turn. So let's go. I'll get my tray out. So because there were two Technic models, the magazine and the two models, it was $8.99, so a bit more expensive. But I think this one is the most value, having the two models and the magazine for only a couple of quid more than the other ones. So let's go. Right, what have we got first? We have the right angle with the holes in. So I've got one of the double plugs, so that goes in the middle, across the bottom, and then we've got the sand coloured ones, not the grey ones. So we've got another plug, but with the crosshatch on the end, and that goes on that side there. So, and then we've got a slightly smaller right angle piece, one hole less. So that goes in the end with a little bit coming out the other side. And then we've got these longer triple ones, triple plugs. So that goes okay, so I think that goes like that. There's another piece coming over here. And then that goes on like that. And then another little right angle piece facing the other way. And then there's a triple plug, so how does that go in? So we still have to have a piece. So we go through all the way. Yeah. Tweet. So you've still got one either side. And then there's lots of these. Right, so that goes the other way up like that. And then another black double plug goes in like that. coming to the bottom of the page, and then, blimey, right, another one of them. So and then like that thing, yeah. And then how does that connect? That will connect through like that. Like that. I think that's right, yeah. So back up to the middle column. And we have so and one there. Ooh. And then that connects onto that side there. Like that. Yep. And put that to one side, and we start on this little, right. So that's like that. And then another one and a third. And then right, one in that side. One in that side. And then one in the middle. And then that would seem that connects onto there. Right. And then to finish off that side of the frame, right, so it's the same either side. And then so cross through there. And this bit here. So kind of surprised at how complicated and sophisticated this little build design is. So another one of them. Where is it? There it is, right. And back up to here. So same one on the other side. And then okay. the studs, or with the studs in the middle, on the outsides already there, purpose built. So I do like this shade of green as well. It's not quite proper green and it's not quite olive green. Very nice. Right, so that goes on there. One of the many reasons that I bought this. I like the colour and the design. So how does, right, so that goes, hang on, that bit. So that goes on like that. And then I put that through there. I think, yeah, those are the headlights. Clear one studs. There you go. So that's the front bumper and the lights. So that goes on there. Have I missed something here? I don't know. No. Right. So another one of these pieces. So that goes on there. Tight like a tiger. As Technic usually is, it's always a tight fit. So that goes there. Then we have one of these either side. So that goes like that. Yes. Yep. And then there we go. So that's like the bonnet. And then the last one of these of the set. Woohoo! So that goes there, finishes that part of the frame. There we go. So now it's a bit more sturdy. Right, so now we turn over. Hang on, I've missed a bit. What have I missed? Oh no, this bit here is a little separate. So this will be for the steering of the front wheels. Do love some mechanical functions. And then another one of them under there in the middle. So then so that little piece goes under there, I presume. And then it's a weird piece because it's got like a, doesn't have crosshatch going all the way through. So that goes in like that. So that stops it from going all the way through, I suppose. Then so there we go. And then that alright, so it comes through that hole, so the front of the two. And then, careful, that pops in there, and that pops in there. That's quite clever how they've managed to get that. It's not much movement, but it's enough to turn. But they've managed to get that mechanism in the space of 5 by 3. Like I say, it's not much, but it's enough. That's pretty cool. So we've got these. So these are supposed to be, I think, look like spare tyres, but they're half the size of the actual chunky wheels. But it's not, they're not really wheels as such. Hang on, whoops. But it's there to look like a spare wheel, because that's what, there you go, there's your little, but they've disguised the steering wheel as a spare wheel. That's pretty cool. And then another one for spare wheel on the back. Yeah, obviously that one doesn't need to move, but I don't know, do I put it the same way? Yeah. I don't know. It looks like on the instructions you put the recessed rims on the outside. But I suppose it's up to you. That's why they've got, you know, they've got kind of two designs on them. The recessed ones and then the... Right, So they've got these angled pieces, right angles for the frame. So then a bar over the top. So there we go, and then so that's about, what is it? It's not 90, it's about 120 degrees. So there you go. That. Maybe. So there we go. Got the frame of the call it the cockpit, but it's not really, is it? So that goes like that, I think. And it's just the big chunky wheels. Another rinse and repeat moment, times 4. Now, as I said earlier, we've got the other model that comes with this magazine, and that's it's a wrecking ball vehicle, which looks pretty cool as well, but I'll do a separate video for that. So, as the instruction suggests, you do the recessed rims. Turn those over so they all match. So there we go, let's get this out of the way. And the tray. And give you a visual demonstration, so yeah. It's not a huge turning circle, but you know, it's enough movement Well, that's pretty cool. To get this with the magazine for $8.99 is not really that bad. But as you'll see with the other model, we get 2 for $8.99 and the magazine. So yeah, that's the cutest little Technic build I've ever seen. An off-road Jeep. Unfortunately, it hasn't got a kit number, so I can't put it in the description. But yeah. For a, do you know what I mean? For an unregistered set, it's pretty cool. It's more complicated than I thought it would be. But then, you know, Technic always is. It always surprises you. That's really cool. Let us know in the comments what you think of it. Whether you'd consider buying the magazine to get this. But yeah. I really like that. Right, well, come back to see the other model that came with the same magazine. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.